ladies and gentlemen, I am Famoroti David Zuluanimi, the representative of the IFELAW Press, and with me here is
Alademeye Omotola Lydia.
And today we'll be interviewing the candidate for the post of the Principal Liaison Officer. Please introduce yourself.
Good morning. I'm Didier Samuel Olamide, and I'm running for the post of Principal Liaison Officer, Law Student Society, Bakina Law University.
The pleasure, Lydia.
Thank you. My name is IFELAW Daniel, and I'm from the class of experience faculty of Bakina University. I'm running for the post of Principal Liaison Officer, PLO. Thank you so much for having me.
So, Mr. Daniel, the pleasure of being here. How is this afternoon?
Yeah.
You're cool. Are you prepared to sure. Question from me?
Sure.
How about you today? How are you feeling today?
I'm good, but kind of nervous. I don't know the question I'm going to ask.
Of course, we don't want rehearsed answers. We want to hear you, not rehearsed answers. So, unfortunately, we were meant to have all three candidates present at this interview today. However, the last candidate, Tunishi, unfortunately could not be here due to reasons we can't disclose because technically don't know. But yes, so however, we'll make do with the two candidates we have this afternoon. So again, thank you for stepping up for the role of the Principal Liaison Officer in the Law Students Society of Bakina University. However, I need you guys to understand that this interview is not a campaign rally. It's where your words must match your readiness. And the role you're applying for is one that bridges the gap between the incoming freshmen and the executive council. So you need to understand the importance of this position you're applying for, because it's one where any miscommunication, any fault or flaw can cost an entire class their progress and their confidence. So today, like I said earlier, we don't want to hear what you think people want to hear. We want to have an uncomfortable conversation, and really should not be comfortable because comfort never bettered us. So let's begin.
All right, I'll take the first question, which is for the both of you. However, let me take it first. The Constitution clearly states that the PLO should be from the least class, which puts you by design at the bottom of the leadership hierarchy. How do you intend to navigate pressure, possible intimidation, or being sidelined by older, more experienced executive members, especially when your responsibility requires firm advocacy for the freshmen?
Wow, that's kind of deep. Yeah, so firstly, I'll say I believe criticism is part of leadership. It's what builds you. So from the question, I can say that you said from experienced leader and part of the executive, probably the president or stuff like that. So in a situation whereby, firstly, what I'm going to look is what I'm fighting for. Is it right? Like, if it's right, then I'm good to go. But if it's something that will affect the leadership of the executive, I won't disclose it outside. I'll just look for, there are other ways to come. So
what will you do? The question also spoke about navigating pressure and possible intimidation. So what we are able to do, especially when
intimidation in what sense? Like
intimidation in any sense.
Can you be specific, sir?
Like if you are being intimidated by the actions of any of the executive members, which obviously are your seniors, how do you intend to work out that pressure? So
I would likely go and meet the head of the executive, and if they're not listening to me, but there are ways to solve this in part of things, you know.
Let me cut you in there. What if you are actually being pressured by the head of the executive, which is the president?
How would you navigate? How would you get the concerns of the freshmen, which you are liaising with the faculty? How would you get their voice, what they want communicated? How would you get it done?
Once again, I'm going to say, what I'm fighting for is right. I think constitutionally, we have the legislature, executive, and judicial. So, likely I go and make the judicial to settle the matter and between the executive.
All right, interesting answer. Daniel.
Okay, I did Daniel once again. So, if I actually get what you said, the question is actually trying to talk about the executive council if I'm elected. That is, when issues happen in the executive council, maybe there's clash in interest, or clashing.
We understand what the question is.
Okay, yeah, I'm just okay, yeah, thank you. So in that kind of case, I would say it is in two ways. Firstly, that the respect is reciprocal. So when apart from office, they are my senior colleagues, so I should respect my senior colleagues. And also in this particular post, this is not like I should not be respected. Like I don't mean like me personally myself should be respected. I mean the post I'm trying to be respected in that way. So in that kind of way, when there's an issue, you know the electric council, you can actually sit and talk about it. There is no need for us to like go outside, they take the case to somewhere else. Because it's going to get the electric council. When people outside know that the electric council is having when people outside know that the electric council is having an issue, it's actually going to down. That means the faculty has been made this thing. So in a case whereby there's an issue among the electric council or the zoning team, you can actually talk it out.
So thank you very much, Daniel. So yes, Daniel, I have a question of something. So you're talking about being a lead and your experience as a coach. But this show demands more than just speaking to lawyers and speaking to lecturers and reading classes. This is active liaising with research or possibly 200 or 300 students in the executive council. So beyond your usual lecturer groups, what system do you have in mind to communicate the concerns of the freshmen? And beyond the position itself, what service are you committed to offering, whether you win or not?
Okay, so I pray I win. Let's talk about let's just so I pray I win. So if I'm elected as the PLA, one of the things I plan to do is that be more intentional about this place. Like it's not about the not about the title PLA, about like me being active. And let me say part of my plans of me being active and things that I have noticed that, or let me say this is my research, I noticed that one thing that affects me is the issue of health challenges. Like not about psychological.
Daniel, what system do you have in mind to communicate the concerns of the person with the executive council and the person as a day?
Okay, the system I plan to implement to communicate their concerns with by like dialogue. Yes.
All right. So
getting to know.
All right. Thank you. Dialogue. What service are you committed to working, whether you win or not? Because like it or not, they are attracted to my level. So if you don't win, how do you still intend on assisting and implementing the freshmen or setting the address here for the child center?
Okay, so I'm not even writing, and if I do not win, there are better ways to get necessary. Yeah, helping them in every way possible I can. Holding tutorials if possible, sharing materials, useful materials that you can actually help, offering guiding and counseling to freshmen that actually need help or like need direction to some aspects. And also every way possible and right.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right. So the second question goes to both of you as well, but Daniel will take it first. Leadership should be about service, not status. Beyond the title of PLO, what concrete value are you personally committed to offering the Part 1 class, even if you are not elected?
Okay, so if I'm not elected, one value I think should actually implemented is integrity and upholding justice. As a law student, you should be known for integrity, like you always saying the truth and standing for what is right. That's the reason why you are studying law. You detect injustice. So if there's one value you should implement in our incoming freshers, that should be integrity and justice.
All right, William.
Please, can you just
Okay. Leadership should be about service, not status. Beyond the title of PLA, what concrete value are you personally committed to offering the Part 1 class, even if you are not elected?
concrete value. to be frank, the only thing that comes to my mind is justice. That has always been my principle and all. But aside that, if I happen to, don't let them go to if I happen to me now. So, justice. I believe in justice. That's it.
All right. Thank you both for your answers. Justice. Very, very beautiful to answer. So the next question is a personal question. I'm going to Julian. So Julian, you've spoken a lot about having vision and respecting work of past PLOs. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, but you know, we understand that leadership is not just about admiration. And so, what exactly do you think the past PLOs fall short on? And what have you personally executed before now that proves that you are equipped or qualified to do better? Because it's talking about vision.
Yeah.
So, what have you done that shows us that you can implement?
Should I answer the one of what the past PLO is? So, from the look of things, our PLO is a very great man. Like, he really tried for us, information. He used to fight for us, sometimes at the Congress level. So now, what I've seen so far is the issue of respect. That's one of the things that I see he could not achieve that, because most of my classmates, they do fight. Like, senior to recently, some stuff's happened. So now what I will introduce is the IFELAW program. So the IFELAW program now is the full meaning of the IFELAW program. I know most people have been wondering, is educate freshers, raise excellence, and share hope. So this IFELAW is more like a mentorship program. So in a situation whereby freshers sees their senior colleague as their mentor, there's a level of respect that you give your senior colleague. So what you are trying to do in this IFELAW is that we are going to like group freshers. So there will be
my question that you're answering.
For the respect, like you said, the PLO,
the past PLOs feel at.
Yeah, I said respect, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
only.
Yeah,
So,
not only respect,
else?
but respect is one of the major.
What else?
Let's just go for respect for now.
So respect only here.
Yeah.
So what exactly will you do to fix it? And how can you put to us? What do you have anything to put to us that you can execute your vision?
Yeah, so I'm a tutor, I'm a writer. So far, I taught over 500 students like live, and I have tutorials also, online tutorials, over 700 students. And in current our Eximus class, I can see over 150 students I taught most of them. Yeah, we met online. So the IFELAW program is not something that just started like because of the election.
Thank you. You've been emphasizing IFELAW a lot. So no big words, just straight to the point.
Yeah.
Your first few weeks as if you are elected as PLO, what are your plans?
First few weeks, even
Let's say first 2 weeks.
To be frank, the IFELAW program, I've been planning it.
What are your plans?
The first 2 weeks.
Yes.
Or what
What
are
are the first few things you do?
Yeah, if I happen to win this election, I'm going to put the IFELAW in place. I've been meeting senior colleagues that are going to handle the tutorial. So I would say orientation first.
Okay, after orientation.
Then the grouping will start.
Then the what?
Grouping.
Yeah,
I mentioned mentorship, like senior colleague mentoring student. So first 2 weeks of resumption, most students won't be allowed. Like,
so your first few steps will be orientation.
Yeah, orientation.
Grouping.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Lydia.
So this is the last question, and I will start with Daniel. At the end of your tenure, if elected, how should we measure your success? Not in words, but in things we can count or see.
Okay, it's more easy to answer. What's like, in what way that the question directed? Like, it's like explain more.
Okay, the question says, at the end of your tenure, how should we measure your success? What are the things you would have put in place at the end of your tenure? What are those things that we would see and we will know that, okay, this administration was successful?
Can
you be audible, please?
Yeah, sure. So what I would say is that the truth is about leadership. I don't feel like what has been done counted. I believe in impact. Yeah. Because if I are to count what I've done, or if at the end of the tenure, these things it might actually just see material things. No, we are not actually concerned about physical material things.
Okay,
now.
the question is, how are we going to measure your
Calculate
impact?
it, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, asking freshers, okay, how has this impacted you?
No. We are getting it wrong. What would you have done that would show to us or prove to us that you have actually impacted the freshmen?
Okay, yeah, thank you for that question. So, what you have actually shown you that the academic would have been more stable, the PLO and I program would have been successful. The first semester results will be out by then, and honestly speaking, you should have a lot of first class students already at that period. And also respect, or let me say like the seniority and the purpose will actually be implemented in faculty, and just a lot of success. Like, nobody knows tomorrow, but I'm confident that if I'm elected, I'm going to record a lot of resources. And sorry, the last thing is that one of my plans in the incoming sports first start program, the freshman sport whatever. So one of my dreams is that IFELAW getting at least like nothing less than 15 good medals across football, basketball, running, like every area you get. So, and a lot of winning competitions.
All right, thank you very much, Daniel.
So firstly, I would say true leadership is about respecting the past, knowing the present, and preparing for the future. And this IFRESH program, my main focus is just for the success of this IFRESH program. So I believe true leadership is also it's not about holding a mic, power, but it's about sustaining a system. Like, after dropping the mic, the system will still live. So if this IFRESH program can be successful, and the only way it can be successful is if you vote DDME as the PLO. So if this IFRESH program can be successful by your vote, so I can promise you the main.
Do you understand this question?
Yeah, I understand. Like, how
what
do
are
you
the structures? What are the things we are going to see that will make us say yes, the administration as a PLO was successful?
I'll say the IFRESH program will talk about that. It will solve everything.
The IFRESH program is the structure.
It's the structure.
All right, very, very.
So it's a legacy. It's not something that will just stop after.
You understand. So I want to ask, what is something you both admire about your opponents?
I will say, Tumishi, she's very, very courageous. Like, she's a lady and she's still trying her best. I love her the most, like, among my opponents. Like, we're doing campaign for Komidola recently. She was with us till 3 o'clock. Like, as a lady, you should be sleeping by that time. Well, to be frank, I love that stuff. Like,
so you're saying what majority of ladies do by 3 p.m. is sleep?
No.
Thank you, Daniel.
Okay, let me say firstly, I admire my two opponents. Yeah, and let me say, even we just stepped down. Admire him so much.
Can you please?
Yeah, I said admire my two opponents, I admire them so much, and their campaign strategies. And also doing well that they just stepped down, I also admire them also. Actually, let me first start with the game here. I need the game just like some months ago, and the way he carries himself, let me say the way he dresses, the way he speaks, yeah, like always someone that is firm, you get. So I love the campaign strategy, and also the banner too. The banner too is actually something that I really admire so much. So, and everybody is actually they're good opponents, honestly. Are really good opponents. And lastly, for doing well too is someone I respect so much. Like, coming out in just fields and creating a lot of impact, get all those things. So I really actually do that.
Daniel, thank you for respecting your opponents. Final question: if you were not running, which of your opponents would you vote for?
No. I'm going to answer that question.
You're not going to answer. Yeah. Interesting.
DDM is the only right candidate.
DDM is the only right candidate.
Yeah,
I love that answer.
My candidate. IFRESH must be matched.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You heard it here first, and you heard it here best. IFRESH and intentional systems. So, candidates, thank you for being here. Today was not about perfect answers.
Thank you for the water.
But it's about your honesty and readiness, and whether or not you are elected, your responses today have shown what you truly stand for, and we wish you the best. Really, we wish you the best. Not just in this race, but in how you serve with or without the title. So thank you very much. We'll catch you same place, same time.